Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Weekly Winedown.
Cheers!
Today we are drinking a rosé bubbly because we are on vacation and we are just enjoying life.
We are enjoying life. And that goes back to understanding, how do you enjoy life? How do you maximize our experience here on earth? How do we experience us as individuals at the highest level possible? And it goes back to understanding your data. It goes back to understanding who you are, what makes you tick, what optimizes you as an individual, what enhances your ability to take what we do on a day-to-day basis and make it the best experience, not just today, but next week, next month, and next year.
Yeah, that's a great question, and I know it's something that we talk about quite often. Is that, you have a lot of wearables that give you information, but I actually just had a DNA test that came back today. And, after Justin debriefed me on it and kind of talked me through everything, I learned a lot about myself. A lot of it was things I already knew. I have a very high tolerance to caffeine. I'm not a night person. I need at least 8 hours of sleep.
But a lot of that comes because you are so in tune with your body as it is.
Right.
And many people are just not.
They were things that I was not surprised about at all. And it's because I've spent a lot of time gaining that awareness about myself. But there was one really interesting thing. There were a couple of really interesting things that came out of it, but one in particular I'd like to talk about today, which is about my recovery. I actually have a very slow recovery rate. So when I look at my week, I work out on average 7 days a week. There's the odd day here or there that I might take off, but for the most part, we try to work out 7 days a week.
Be active.
Yeah, absolutely. Be active in some way or another. And I actually discovered about myself that I take a long time to recover from a muscle mass perspective. So if I'm doing 2 spin classes at a time, or if I am 2 spin classes within 2 days in a row, or if I am doing 2 really hard lifting days in a row, it's not good for my body because I need a longer time to recover those muscles. And, when Justin explained it to me, it doesn't mean that I necessarily have to work out 6 days a week or work out every other day. That's not what it means. It means that the way that I work out has to be different. So there has to be a cardio day, there has to be a strength day. And one of the things I don't spend enough time on is foam rolling and yoga. And so one of my biggest learnings, and it's because of it's because of my mindset. I think I have to work to be stronger, be better, to continue to grow, to continue to gain muscle mass, all of these types of things. But in fact, it's completely changed my mindset. If I take a yoga day, or if I take a recovery day, if I take a day to just foam roll, that is probably the best thing for me. And if I'm being quite honest with myself, my body has been telling me that. There have been countless times where I say, Justin, something in my body hurts. Something in my body hurts. I need you to, massage it out or whatever it may be. And it's because my body is telling me, you need more recovery time. You need more time to use the foam roller. You need more time to really take that time for myself. And so, I guess I needed a piece of paper to tell myself, slow down a bit and recover differently.
And there comes a time where we start to identify with certain aspects within our life, and we start to identify with the quantifiable information that we're able to provide. Because to Alyse's point, her body's been telling her in a certain way that she needed more recovery. And anytime we feel that, anytime we have that gut feel, it's like, oh, you're not pushing hard enough, you're not going hard enough, there's an aspect of you that's maybe weak or not pushing to the level in which you should be. But all of a sudden, when you're able to quantify something, when you're able to understand genetically what's going on within your body, there's something freeing about that. There's something that allows you to perform at a greater level than when you currently are, simply because you know more about yourself. And COVID has only enhanced that desire to know more than anything, because COVID comes with 0 symptoms. We could be asymptomatic, but having a whole bunch going on within our inner being that we don't know about, but is having a another effect on us. And thus, it's the same thing with recovery. It's the same thing with the things we put in our body nutritionally. It's the same things we put in our body hydrationally. It's the same things we put in our body supplementally. It's the same things that we exude our body to. So the more information we can have on ourselves, the better we're going to be able to perform. And it goes back to Alyse's story, is she's going to change the way in which she works out and focus a little bit more on the recovery aspect, not change the intensity of which she works out, but simply be able to increase the intensity on the given days that she's going. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 6 days a week, but she gives herself that 1, maybe that 2 days a week that she focuses more on recovery. So A, she can push harder on the days that she does work out. B, recover more intensely on the days that she doesn't, and thus be a better version of her day in and day out more consistently. Because I love this saying, but talent gets you recognized in any platform, whether it be business, whether it be home, whether it be athletics, whether it be within your company, but consistency gets you paid.
Right. So cheers to you guys, and cheers to knowing your data. Happy Friday.
Always push to know more.
Go
own it.